Alright, what's good YouTube, it's Jay here. So today I'm going to be showing you my gaming / office setup in 2024. I've made a few different videos over the last couple of years on my gaming setup, how it's evolved over time. I've posted those videos on my different YouTube channels over time, but for the vlogging channel, I'm ready to show you this because it looks the best it's probably ever looked, ever. This right here is the 2024 office setup for Jay the Gamer, Jay the Gamer COD, and Jay Vlogs, all of the different YouTube channels that I have. I manage all of that stuff in this space. It's taken me a while to get it to this point, but boy am I happy with it so far. There's still a lot that I actually want to do in here. Like I want to get this desk replaced with something that's a little bit more fitting and in theme, and I want to turn it into like an actual workstation for just side stuff or literally anything else but just this. I'm not a big fan of this table personally. It's just a folding table, but it needs more oomph. So what we're gonna do is kind of go over everything that we've got in the office so far, and then we'll kind of talk about any additional changes I want to make to it later. Let's take a look at everything. Let's break everything down. Now, if you've watched any of my like setup / cable management videos that I've done on this channel so far, you'll know that I'm a big fan of standing desks. So I got this Vivo standing desk from Amazon. I haven't really heard too many negative things about the brand Vivo. I use a lot of their products, like all of the monitor arms and stuff that I use. And by the way, for my desk setup, all of my monitors are mounted. Every single one of them is mounted, except for the one over here, because you literally cannot mount that one. So I'm debating on getting one that I could put on the desk and mount it, just to kind of keep up with the aesthetic, you know? We're using a set of newer lights, very similar to like Elgato key lights, only really different in name for the most part. They also function with the Elgato Stream Deck nicely, which is really, really cool. Literally at the press of a button, you can turn all of these off. It's a really, really easy to control system. We're over here with my Roccat keyboard and my glorious gaming mouse with a glorious gaming mouse bungee that I bought myself. We've got my Scuf Envision Shadow Scuf. Use code WAR at your next Scuf purchase. I don't know why I said purchase like that, but my esports team, Team WAR, is sponsored by Scuf Gaming. So if you want to get a Scuf product, I highly recommend it. Now, what's funny is we're going to talk about this really quick. I was originally using the Scuf Reflex, but I had to switch over to the Envision because one of the triggers on my Reflex broke and I haven't fixed it yet. I wasn't sure about this controller at first. I've used it for a month and I've actually really come to like it now. So I'll do like a breakdown of that in like a separate video. I've used this HyperX Quadcast for probably like 4 or 5 years now. Really haven't had too many issues with this microphone. I mean, it's a good quality mic for what it's worth. It was like $200 when I first bought it, but now it's like maybe like $90. It's crazy how prices jump. But yeah, this is an Elgato microphone arm with the ability to hide the cables right under there. Nice and easy. Really like this arm for the most part. I'm thinking about moving this like monitor arm back a little bit so this doesn't bump into this. So that's probably gonna be one of the major changes we're gonna make. For the headset, we're using an Astro A50 set. It's an okay headset, not my personal favorite. It has a lot of issues with popping. I actually had to put a piece of tape on the top though because that little centerpiece kept popping out. So I couldn't really get to fix that, unfortunately. I have a big head, I can't help it, man. We'll go over what's in the PC in a second, but let's just briefly talk about this desk. This is also another standing desk, but it isn't by Vivo. To be honest, I don't really remember what brand this is from. It's not as big as my other one, like actually, like seriously, like here's my hand on this one, here's my hand on this one, like this one is nowhere near as big as my other one. So I mean, I like it, it's good for what it's worth. I want to use this computer for work, but I want to make some upgrades to the PC first before I really start using it for video editing full time. I've got this huge LG OLED monitor that I have really not fully used yet. Now I used to have this on this setup and I was actually using it for gaming too, but it wasn't nowhere near as good as my 240 hertz Acer monitor that we got right here, 1440p by the way. This is also a 1440p monitor as well. I've got this MSI monitor mounted on the side for additional side things. I actually want to get one more on the side over here so we can have the full trifecta. But to be honest, I've used this monitor for editing on my other PC, and it is phenomenal. I have enough room to look at Premiere Pro, Photoshop, everything. Absolutely love this monitor. I'm happy I have a space for it again. I took it off of that desk when I realized I couldn't use it properly for gaming, unfortunately. So I had it sitting in a corner for like 2 months, but now I'm happy I get to use it again because it was not the most expensive thing in the world, but it's a waste of money to have something this nice sitting in a corner. I think this is called like an Acron or a Keychron or something. This is the keyboard that I have with it. It can actually be swapped out for like Mac key buttons, which is funny. So you'll have like the different Mac icons and stuff on some of these buttons. I've not used this keyboard yet. I'm excited to actually use it because it's one of the more unique ones I've got. It's kind of bulky. You can replace all the keys on it if you want. It's got its own like unique roundness kind of to it, I guess you could say. It's a very unique looking keyboard. I love it. We've got my Roccat mouse. Now, I know it's weird not to have the Roccat mouse with the Roccat keyboard. I like my glorious gaming mouse, okay? I'm sorry. We've got this with my old school Cloud9 Makai Bungee, which I'm thinking about swapping out for another glorious gaming mouse Bungee. Like, this one was cool for the time when I got it, but it doesn't perform as good as my other mouse Bungee. I know that's a little picky, but I'm not a big fan of it anymore. Then we've got this hub, which I haven't hooked up yet because I was supposed to get another USB 3.0 extension cable, very similar to the one that I've got right here in the mail. But let me show you. Let me show you what Amazon actually ended up sending me, okay? Where is it? Here it is. This is all that was in the package. I'm not kidding. This was all that was in the Amazon package that I ordered for my second cable. Just this. What are we doing, Amazon? Okay, so let's briefly talk about the PC specs. We're gonna get a little low down here. Now, you've probably seen the site a couple of different times if you watch my cable management videos, but what we've got in this PC is a 4070, GeForce RTX 4070 with an AMD Ryzen 5800X 3D. I'm positive I said that right. It's got its own liquid cooling system or an AIO cooler that I put in with a bunch of different fans that are already built into the actual case itself. And if I'm not mistaken, the case is a Lian Li 3. Now, for the record, I fully built this PC. I built all of my PCs. I've never had a pre-built. Well, no, I did have a pre-built that I bought off of Amazon like 6 years ago. It was like an office computer. But my actual gaming PCs, every single one of these, fully built myself by hand. I wanted to learn how to do it, so I did it. I don't mind like getting custom PCs from like custom PC makers or anything, but it was an art form to me. I like creating and I like building things. So this was a new challenge for me some years ago when I first started building it. But I've had this PC for years. I've steadily replaced the parts out of it with the newer ones that I have in it now. We've got two NVMe SSDs. There are two SSDs connected to the back of the motherboard on the other side of the PC. We've got two SSDs on top, and we've got an external hard drive somewhere up there. So we've got a lot of equipment here. We've got an Elgato 4K 60, which I periodically use to record footage with my PlayStation, which is behind the monitor over there. I only really do that for like single player games and stuff that are exclusive to PlayStation. So we've got that put in there. We've got a lot of stuff kind of going on. That AIO cooler was the first ever like liquid cooling device that I've ever had, so I'm really, really happy that I got that to work properly. It wasn't hard, but it was different, you know? Putting everything in here took some hours. Let's just pop this bad boy open really quick. Take a good long look at this sucker. Look at that. Ain't it gorgeous? You're not a real streamer if you don't have some kind of RGB fan PC setup kind of going. Ain't it beautiful? I'm really proud of how this turned out overall. Like, yeah, I love it. I love this PC. It's been doing a good job for the last, like, I don't know, 5 years since its inception. I think we're still using the same SSD from like 5 years ago too. The only weird thing about this PC is like there's like a gap sort of like right here, and this could pop open also, so you can like maneuver a bunch of different things in there, different trays and whatnot for like hard drives and everything. There's a bunch of stuff you can actually put in here. I don't fully remember what PSU that I use, but here's the logo. I don't remember the exact wattage either, so forgive me. I'm sorry. I can't help it, man. I don't remember that stuff. 32 gigs of RAM if you care about that, and an Asus TUF 570X motherboard. Love this PC. And if you haven't seen my cable management video, this is how I did everything. I have a bunch of Velcro straps that are sticky and stuck to the underside of the table, so I can put all the power supplies and stuff for my various monitors, power surge protectors, and everything. Everything's all under the desk to basically eliminate most cables being on the floor. If I had this PC on the desk, it would be a different story. This would be a lot neater probably, but it's just way too heavy for this desk and I don't want to risk breaking it. Like, it's on a hydraulic system like any other standing desk, but I don't want to take the chance. This thing does have a weight limit, so. Air filter, other PC. This is basically my original PC build, verbatim pretty much. I took all the parts out of my other PC and put them into this one. It's a 1660 Ti with an AMD Ryzen 5 3600 CPU, only 16 gigs of RAM, which I need to adjust for the future because I'm going to be using this for video editing, and a Dark Rock 4 Be Quiet air cooler, basically. So literally, this was the PC build I was using for years. I just swapped all the parts out and took it from my other case, which is over there. Actually, that's my old PC case. I put all the parts in here instead. Looking back on it, it seems kind of silly that I did that, but at the same time, I had to buy another motherboard to put in here. So like these two PCs share the same motherboard type. I had my old like PC parts in here from my desktop computer, like my office computer that I bought like 6 or 7 years ago. I had all of that in here, and now we basically upgraded it to what I was using prior to getting the 4070 and the new CPU. So I'm gonna put a 3070, I think, in here, and maybe another new CPU just for video editing. 1660 Ti kind of works okay for editing, but I'm gonna be doing some hardcore stuff with it, sorta. So I'm probably gonna end up swapping that out for something a little bit more powerful. Here's the cable management for this one. I haven't fully worked on this one as much as I have for the other PC yet, just because I don't really have any concrete plans for this computer at this time. So I need a little bit more to do with this PC before I really work on any of this. So we're gonna get there eventually though. For the collectible side of things, we got all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I'm a huge Yu-Gi-Oh fan. Like there's literally like a lot of cards in here. And there's more over here. We've got some stuff over here. My SCUF controller case, one of them. I've got another one up there from Optic Texas. But we've got so many Yu-Gi-Oh cards, like Yu-Gi-Oh cards here, 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 here. And then we've got all my books, my Star Wars novels, everything that I've been reading over the last like 10 years or so actually is all right here for the most part. And then you're gonna hate me for this. I have my paints for my model kits right here. I'm gonna put these in my closet. They're unopened, they're dried out on the outside. Nothing is touching the actual books, but I am gonna move that because looking at it, that looks stupid. And then we've got my model kit boxes over here with my SCUF Envision box and an Optic Gaming cup that I got from Major 3 in 2023. And then up here, we've got all of my model kits. And I've got another one on the way. 00 Gundam, Gundam Calibarn, Victory Gundam, the Destiny Gundam, Gundam Wing Fenice Renacita, Gundam Guji and Rebake in the back, the Perfect Strike Freedom, if I'm not mistaken. That's from like one of the Build Fighter animes, but yeah, that's what that's from. The Amazing Exia right here. Cade 6 from Destiny. We've got the gun tank, 3 gun cannons, a gem in the background over there, the OG Gundam, the Gundam Mark II, and an X-Wing, and a aloe vera plant. Then over here, we've got my 3 tubs of Glitch Energy, Aim Assist, Nerdies, and Moai Punch. Shout out Glitch Energy, use code JTG for a small little discount on your next Glitch Energy purchase. Here's my legendary SCUF Reflex. This controller single-handedly propelled me into being a better controller player. I know some people are gonna hate that, especially if you're a PC gamer. Now, let it be known, I played almost exclusively keyboard and mouse for a solid 3 years when I got my first gaming PC. Then I switched back to a controller, basically when I joined Team War, because we were sponsored by SCUF, and I wanted to represent, and I wanted to get better. I like this controller. It's got 4 paddles in the back. It's got trigger stops in the triggers, so you don't have to fully pull it in all the way to actually get maximum, input. Unfortunately, one of those triggers is broken, and I need to actually send this bad boy in to get it fixed, but we'll do that sooner than later. My old Elgato HD60. I've got all of this stuff on like this old pegboard. I can't show the rest of these controllers. A couple of these are SCUFs. This is a SCUF. This is a SCUF. We can't show that one. And then there's a SCUF down there. We've got my very first 60% keyboard, which is a Ducky 1-2 Mini. I don't really use it anymore because I don't play on keyboard and mouse right now, so I have it just on display, but there's that. Then let's talk about the lighting in this office aside from the newer lights. We have Govee lights in here. This is the Govee lamp. You can change this to literally do whatever. Multicolors. It'll dance to the music that you're playing. It can do literally everything. This is a lovely product from Govee. I actually want to get another one. And then over here, we've got 2 Govee bulbs and a lamp that I bought from Target. You can also change the colors of these and make them sort of like dance to the music you're playing. You can make them do multicolor. There's a lot you can kind of do with these. And then over here is kind of where I keep my camera equipment. This is the case that I normally use to house my DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which is by far one of my favorite pieces of equipment that I've ever owned, and I'm actually recording this video with, but this is where I keep everything in here. This hard shell case is really, really nice. You can keep a lot of gear in here. I've got this wall plug over here with a lot of space. It's got a USB-C port. It's got 3 USB ports, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actual like wall sockets, which is crazy. And then I've also got this power block from Anker that has 2 USB-C ports on it as well. Most of my like equipment has like multi-ports and stuff on it for all the stuff that I use now, but this is without a doubt one of the best purchases I've made for this office space. So much stuff can be plugged into here. I showed this area earlier, but I didn't really talk about it. I mean, here's my tripods, here's my power supply for my laptop right there, here's my laptop, here's my travel mouse pad from SteelSeries that I use periodically, my Team War Astro A40s. Yo, shout out Team War. I love these. These are what I'm gonna be using basically when I'm like editing on the fly and stuff, or when I'm travel editing. Because for some reason, I cannot get the aux port on this computer to work. And I don't know why. It's driving me crazy. I can't get it to work. But these go on my laptop now, so. Some other equipment, my DJI Osmo Pocket 3 like default camera bag, but I'm actually using this for other gear. For my Ode camera, I'm just putting extra equipment in here. I like the hard shell case a lot more, just a lot more protective. We've got some external microphones that we can plug in, but they're wired, but they're still useful, sorta, kinda. And my Asus router, really, really good router. It can handle my internet speed, which is 1 gig up, or I'm sorry, 1 gig down and 40 up. I know that's kind of weird, but that's all they offer in the city that I live in, unfortunately. Shout out Spectrum. For the last couple of things with my PC build over here, we've got my Elgato Facecam. This is like the original Elgato Facecam. It's good. I kind of want to upgrade it to like a DLSR camera at some point in the future, or the Elgato Facecam Mark II, or the other new one they actually just dropped. For the monitor setup, we've got my old 1080p 144 Hertz gaming monitor, which got replaced by my 240 Hertz 1440p monitor. The difference between 1440p and 1080p is night and day. The colors pop on this, the visuals look amazing. Love this monitor with all my heart. We've got a 60 Hertz 1080p AOPen monitor, which is apparently another brand from, I think, Acer, if I'm not mistaken. It's the side monitor. I usually either have alerts or some folders maybe up here, or music, primarily music with this monitor, just because it looks sick. Then we've got my old Samsung monitor. It's a 60 Hertz monitor, 1080p. It serves its purpose. It's up here. Then we've got my Alt Customs mousepad. It's huge, it's colorful. I spilled something on it recently that I need to get out that's like ink. Use code J216 at Alt Customs for your next purchase. I like this mousepad, it's huge. Gamers, get a candle. We've got Seaside Woods, it's a Yankee candle. This smells amazing. We've got my Pixu or Pixel frame, I call it Pixel frame. My Pixel frame picture frame, it plays 16-bit images, basically 16 by 16 images that I can set on my phone. I've got a bunch of funny little fun images, some anime stuff in here, some other images, a clock. I love this thing, General Grievous. It's really, really, there he is. There's General Grievous right there. I love this thing. This isn't Govee, but this is another like wall light fixture that I have. I wouldn't mind replacing it with some Govee lights. It works for what it is. You know, it was a budget option at the time when I bought it, but now I'm kind of ready to upgrade to something from a really, really good brand like Govee. Finally, we've got my bean bag from my old roommate Sterling. He gave this to me like 6 years ago. I still had it. It has seen better days. Then in the closet, we've got hoodies, esports hoodies, gaming attire, and just junk. All my cable management stuff is in here. All my model kit boxes that can't fit in the cubbies that I've got that I showed you earlier. All the stuff that can't fit in there is in here. Some of my model kit gear that I use to make the kits is also in here. And some unopened model kits like this Y-Wing, because this is way too much. And this other Gunpla kit that I've yet to build. It's a lot. I have to find the time to actually settle down and do all that. But that's basically everything in here. The right side doesn't really have too much else. Just boxes. My Master Chief helmet is in here, but it's mostly boxes. And my blue trunk from my freshman year of college that I've had ever since then just to store stuff in. So that's pretty much it for my 2024 gaming setup, guys. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. I've been working on this setup for a very, very long time. And ever since I got my job as a full-time video editor, I've been able to upgrade this setup significantly over the last like 6 months. It didn't look like this in November. This is all 7 months worth of upgrades, man. So really happy with the way this all looks. I'm proud of it, man. It took a while to get to this point, and I can't wait to keep building it and growing it and doing more with it. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. What did you think about this entire setup? What did you think about this video? And what did you think about the tour overall? And as always, this has been Jay. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Peace.